confidence either to the singing. Listen, thank you very much, Martin, for... We met a few weeks ago to talk about this, and it's a great privilege to be here. And I think for everyone here to congratulate you for putting this together with Dave, but also to be joined by Sarah Jane and Jane. It's quite magnificent to have the entertainment you've given us, but also the message that you've got in that entertainment. It's a challenge. I think also, looking around, I can see a few of the people who actually volunteer at the Netherfield Foodbank. And I think if they, when you're there, Nikki, Jackie, Francis and Avila, why don't you stand up? Is there anybody else who volunteers at the food bank I've missed out? Why don't you just stand up a minute? Look, these are the people who are volunteering.
Raise the volunteers.
It's like a wedding and you miss a favourite aunt out when you Is there anybody else who volunteers at another food bank or anybody that I've missed from that? Because we want to congratulate and thank you as well. Okay. But also to thank, and I know Martin, Dave, Sarah Jane and Jane would want to do this, and everybody, to thank everybody who's made this possible, but all of you for coming along this afternoon. Isn't it a phenomenal turnout of people? And let me just say this, Martin and Dave and Sarah Jane and Jane have talked about the message and the very real challenge that there is. People will have their own view about why we've arrived at this point. But I think one thing that Martin said and struck me, and one thing that I think is a challenge to all of us, including politicians, but all of us, it is 2017. We are one of the richest countries in the world. And yet we have the situation where people are having to go to food banks in our society, in our country, in our communities to receive the help that they need. And I think, whatever your view, that is simply not acceptable in a modern democratic society. And we have to do something. As I say, people have their view about what we should do, but something has to be done about it. But I also wanted to say this as a message of hope, really, and optimism for the future, because isn't it the case that so often, in amongst the worst that happens in a community or in a society or in a country, people rise to the challenge. People respond. Irrespective of the system, they respond to it. And I want to say this, isn't it truly remarkable that across the country, but here in Burton Joyce, here in Gedling, here in Netherfield, all of the local communities around us, the way that people have responded is shown by all that you see in front of you and behind me in the bags that people have brought. And to say, we may not be able to wave a magic wand, but we will do what we can to support the Food Bank initiative and to do what we can to support those who cannot support themselves. And I think that is a message of hope and optimism for the future that means this Bring a Bag Cabaret that you've put on is something that says to all of us, yes, it is unacceptable that we have food banks, yes, it's not good enough, but the people of Burton Joyce, the community of Burton Joyce, and those around it are saying we're going to do what we can to support those who can't support themselves. I think that's tremendous and a great compliment to all of you. It gives me hope and optimism for the future. So good luck to all of you. Good luck to this work that we're doing here. And one day, let's hope, in the best possible sense of the word I mean this, let's hope one day that food banks are abolished. Thanks very much.